Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the Gamut Network. I am so excited for today's interview because we have such an amazing family on today. Not every member, but a decent amount of them are here, and it is my beyond pleasure to welcome Idalia, Sebastian, and Samantha to the show. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I love seeing you all. Idalia, let me start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about when Sebastian came into your life and how long it was until you realized that something wasn't typical?
Okay. Sebastian was born premature, so he was born early. And when he was in the NICU, we found out maybe about 3 weeks after being in the NICU that he had PVL, which is bleeding of the brain, and still not diagnosed as cerebral palsy. So he was about 18 months. That's when we got his MRI and got the final diagnosis. But bringing him home after a month and a half and being in the NICU, we knew, just his motor-wise and what his movements, that something was not the way it should, it was meant to be.
Yes. And I can absolutely relate to that because Oliver is my second. And I knew based on my daughter Stella that he should have been doing certain things at certain times. And I think had he been my first, I don't know if I would have been as clued in that at 3 months old, he should have been holding up his head. At 6 months old, he should have been sitting without help, all of that. So did you have those type of clues as well?
I did. I noticed that sensory-wise, like I found it weird that every time he was in the car seat, I mean, that's the number one place you're gonna fall asleep. He just could not be in the car seat. In the car was a struggle when he was in the car. It was like crying, and then also, tummy time was very difficult.
Same.
Throughout. So that was like a big red flag. When I had my first child, tummy time was the thing, and it was just like, it was different. But then we came out of the hospital with physical therapy and OT. So we knew the tone, was different, and hoping for the best until we got the MRI. And then it's like once you get the diagnosis, it's like you have the certificate to say, okay, this is what we have it now, and we're gonna work on it, and we're gonna get the best out of it. We're gonna just not focus so much on what it is, but work with it and do stuff with it.
Yes. And so, what, you have an older child besides Samantha?
Yes. No. Samantha is the oldest child.
The oldest. Okay, Samantha's the oldest.
It's just them two.
Perfect. So Samantha, you find out you have a little brother, and I understand you were very excited to have a little brother.
I was super excited. The funny thing is, before my mom told me that I was going to have a little brother, or little sibling actually, I was like, we were shopping in the mall, and I see a big wishing well. I would call it a wishing well when I was younger. So I asked my dad for a coin. He gives me a coin, and I say as loud as I can, I wish for a little brother. And I put the coin inside, and a couple months later, my mom's like, you're going to have a little sibling.
I believe it. And you got it right, because
yes, I did.
Little brother. So now Sebastian's born, and mom is noticing, that certain things aren't as typical as they generally are. I know you were 7.
Uh-huh.
How were you able to react when mom explained to you that Sebastian has something called cerebral palsy?
From what I remember, I remember that I was very happy no matter how Sebastian would be in the future or the way he is now. And I remember thinking it's fine. I just want to help in every way possible because I was very obsessed with him the minute that I saw him. And I still am very obsessed. But I just wanted to help as much as I can. And I just have eternal love for him no matter what. So
you are a pretty special young woman. We're very lucky to have you as part of the interview as well. So Sebastian, tell me a little bit about, I want people to see how I mean, they can see how beyond delicious you are, but they need to know like how amazing you are. Now, I don't want to spoil it, but I think I'm going to. Sebastian was one of the Tiny Tims on Broadway this past Christmas, in A Christmas Carol, and he and his friend Jay really stole the show. It's a fact. When did you realize, or did you always kind of know that you liked being on a stage or in front of people? Because I've had the privilege of seeing you perform, seeing you be a model, and you're very comfortable. You are very, very comfortable on a stage. Is that something that just you were born with?
I guess so, because I love it so much, and it's like my favorite thing to do, and that's the thing I like to do. So,
Do you get nervous at all?
no.
No. And when you had to go in and try out to be Tiny Tim, did you just go in there and like do your thing? And what did you think afterwards? Were you like, I may have gotten it? Or you're like, I don't know, I just had fun.
I was having a lot of fun.
A lot of fun? What was your favorite part of being on a Broadway show?
I don't know, being on stage, having fun, and yeah,
What was your favorite part, though?
having fun.
But what made it so much fun?
Like saying my line, seeing people being happy, sad, surprised,
And
fine.
fans, right? When you would come out of the stage doors, some people would be like, oh my God, Sebastian. You had like fans.
That was fun, right? Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Do you think that this is something that you want to continue to do?
Yes, I would.
Yes, and we're gonna help you get there. I know for a fact you are going to. Everybody needs to remember this name because he's going far. But not only is he going far, but his sister is too. Samantha is also a performer. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so ever since I was young, I've always loved to sing. But before I realized that I liked to sing, I was put in ballet class since I was about 4 years old. So I am a singer, actor, and dancer. I've been dancing since I was 4, singing since I could hum. It's just, I don't know, it's just something that keeps me going, and I just love to perform.
And now you're 15.
Yes.
Yes. And tell us about your favorite performance. What was your highlight of your 15-year life so far?
So I do go to an art school called PBAS. And one of my favorite performances was a performance we did this year. I think it was in February. And it was a Shakespeare show. And I've never done Shakespeare before, but that was my first time. And I got the lead part, and I was very excited to learn something new, dig into something that I've never done before. So that was super exciting, and I just loved like the makeup and the costumes. It was just really fun.
Oh my gosh, you are something special. 15, I cannot believe you're only 15. You are also, Idalia, what are you doing over there that everybody's so comfortable? Being in front of a stage and people, that is a gift. That is a life gift, actually. No matter what you two go on to do in your life, that is something that you will take with you for sure. But Samantha, I'm curious, has there ever been a time where sometimes, and I'm speaking personally in my own family, sometimes it's hard for my other 2 kids when Oliver requires a lot of my attention, or I had to be in the hospital with him for a couple days. Has that ever happened? Does it sometimes get a little bit challenging?
I guess it does sometimes. I mean, Sebastian is also younger, so he does require a little bit more help than I would have. But I think, sorry, I know like I know it'll benefit him, and I know that I had my time when I was his age, and like this is also his time. And the more help he gets, the better of a person he is. And it was challenging when we were younger, and like we would go to a playground and people would just like stare at him, you know? And it used to make me really mad, because I'd be like,
I
well,
bet.
why don't you see something other than his disability? Like, why don't you see his abilities and what the person he is? But I learned that it's I think that we're here to teach people about what he has and what it can do for the better and what an amazing person he is. So there were many challenges, but I do believe that it's for the better and that this is everything happens for a reason.
Idalia, please tell me how that makes you feel, because I know I'm about to burst into tears. That was
I know. It's,
you as lucky as you are to have Sebastian. Sebastian's equally as lucky to have you. And I think that
I'm lucky to have them both.
Yes.
My husband also.
As am I. Now I feel like a part of the family. But tell me from a mother's perspective, because I know that you, or I'm going to guess because I'm in the same position that you are, there's a lot of fear behind, like, how's my family unit going to be? How are we going to get through this as a family? But when you hear what Samantha just said, I would imagine, I can't imagine the emotion that goes through you.
Of course, I mean, it was, we're from the city, so we're all over the place. And being used to when he was a baby in a stroller was different. Now that he's the boy with the walker and the AFOs, it's like, like, what is that? So Samantha attends several classes, different locations, different stuff that we do. And kids that are not, they're not aware of cerebral palsy or what the boots are and the walker is, will stare. And Samantha will mention to me, I don't want to go there because I don't like that feeling. It's not fair. And I will tell her that there is a message. We're here to teach people. God chose us. I really don't like to say that God chose you to have, whatever ability or not ability you have. But I feel like we are the messenger of teaching others. We need in our neighborhood, in our culture, we need to educate others. When we go, to a place, we have to show people and constantly prove people he has cerebral palsy and this is what it is, and it's different any type of way. Some people are verbal, some people are nonverbal, some people run, some people cannot. So Sebastian has been taught that he knows that to tell another child, this is my walker, and it's like your grandma uses a walker. Or it's like my AFOs are like your glasses, which he wears glasses also sometimes, but it's just we need that. So it's a device that we need to get to where you are, but it's not going to stop you from getting where you need to go. Like, that's the whole thing. It's like, okay, we had our time, we had our moment, now let's keep on going. So
that was so beautifully said and so important, and it's not always easy, right? That you do have to deal with the stares and the lack of knowledge in many cases, and that's something that I certainly impart upon Oliver, that if somebody says to you, like, why do you walk weird? Why do you do this and that? You just have to explain to them why and move on. It's lack of understanding, it's lack of education, and they just need to be that. And as beautifully as you said, I do think that's what we're here for. I do think that that's what this show is here for also, to show the world that you guys are just people. Sebastian's just a little boy. Samantha's just a little girl. You're a mom, and everybody has their special talents, and that's just what makes you the Ortiz family.
Yes. And not only that, Sebastian, even though he, uses the walker, he does adaptive baseball with, he does a wheelchair basketball also. And he does so many other things that, it's like I tell him, some people don't need an aid, like as a walker, and they're doing nothing. So we have to take advantage that you have that extra help and you're going to do it, just making sure that you're going to push for it and you're going to do it.
Oh my gosh. I love you guys so much. You really are so bright and joyful and full of such positive energy. But first of all, how do people get in touch with you? I mean, everybody might want to get in touch to find out more about Samantha, to find out more about Sebastian. What's the best way to connect with you guys?
Well, Samantha has an Instagram. What's your Instagram, Sam?
I have an Instagram, and it's samantha.ortiz24.
And
Sebastian also has an Instagram handle, and his is super_duper_Seb24.
I love it. Super duper Seb.
Yes.
24.
Mhm.
I love it. Okay, perfect. Now, before we go, I'm going to ask both of you, and Samantha, I'll start with you.
Okay.
I took you guys on a little tour of my vision board here that I often speak about, the amazing people that I intend to engage with in my life, and shows that we're going to start like this one and have it be the new type of talk show out there. Samantha, if we got to look onto your vision board, what would we see?
Ooh. I feel like I would have a very big vision board because other than acting and doing theater, I do love to write and I do love to read. So maybe in my future I'd go into journalism. And maybe I can like interview famous people and people who inspire me. So I would have that. And also, since I am a rising 11th grader in high school, I would also put like some colleges that I would want to go to, and also places I would love to perform or like shows I would like to be in. I feel like things that make me very happy. So it'd be full with all that stuff.
Oh my gosh, that would be a very full, absolutely full vision board. But I do really see you as like the next Savannah Guthrie or Hoda Kotb or something like that. I could really see that.
I watch them every morning, so I'm
Me
getting
too.
practice now. They're so
And
good.
by the way, I like feel like I'm friends with them. That's how much I love them. I really feel very close to them. So I'm with you. Sebastian, your turn. What would be on your vision board?
Well, I love music so much, so I will put music, and I love superheroes, so I will put Marvel and movies. I'll be in movies, shows.
I love it. And wait, for the music, are you going to be performing? Are you going to be singing?
Well, of course, I love music, so I would say singing. Singing,
Okay, good.
dancing, whatever.
Whatever it is, just performing.
Boxing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Can you do a little of that for us? That was very good. I mean, that's just very natural.
Yeah.
I love it. I think we have some superstars. Wait, was there something else you want to put on your board?
Beatboxing.
Beatboxing. Yeah, I think you are going to set the beatboxing world on fire for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. You guys, thank you so much for being on the show. I love seeing you all. Samantha, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So wonderful to have you.
Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you so much.
Love seeing you guys. If you would like to be on the Gamut Network, please email us at talent@gamutmanagement.com to tell us why you'd be a great guest. Please also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Gamut Network, as well as follow us on our social handles at Gamut Management. Thank you.